And it looks like we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Seth. You're watching Mind Your Biz. And in today's episode, we're pretty much just we're gonna freestyle here. You can ask questions as we go. Feel free to leave those in the chat. I don't have anything lined up on the content side. I can go ahead and get some stuff ready. And you let me know if you want to see any news articles. Let me know kind of where you want the conversation to go. I know, very, very dangerous. But thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. Thank you for being subscribed if you're not already. And thank you for having mindyour.biz bookmarked on your main workstation or wherever it is that you check out your news, wherever it is that you take in your crypto media. Appreciate you being subscribed and yeah, being attentive there. We're also on Rumble. We're on Odyssey as well. So don't sleep on us over there. Definitely things happening over there. Let me shift this around and make sure that we have some content that we actually have this in view in case we want to take a look later on, right? So we've got our portfolios up on screen just in case we want to pull those up a little later on. You can tell me all about what you want to talk about. So this is a conversation just between you and me, right? So it's you and Uncle Seth kind of chatting it up. And yeah, ask me anything. I'm going to take a look at my not the fear and greed index. It's kind of been a little bit less exciting. Automatic Beats in chat says, good evening, everyone. Deadwood says, hello, all. Hope everyone's having a great night. Appreciate you being tuned in. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the support, the ongoing support. It means so much. Looks like the stream health is pretty good, too. I've been trying a different VPN configuration while I stream so I can get maximum bandwidth during the live stream, but also, stay protected as one does. So there we go. That's working as intended right there. You can also, you know what the heck? I'm going to go ahead and pull up my main chart. You can see I got a bunch of my bookmarks there. So we'll take a look at the Bitcoin chart while we go as well. Galo Salome says, evening, sir. Saludos to the missus. She is not going to stream with me tonight. She has a class she's going to get to. So she wanted to for a minute. She might pop in and say hello. We'll see before she heads out for her class. But no promises there. We're starting to see that pullback on Bitcoin. And it looks like also, just for your information, looks like Windows 11 is starting to do what it is supposed to do. This is the actual setup right here. I'm on a little Acer gaming laptop. It was running Linux before, then it was running Windows all over again, and now I am repurposing it for a workstation / gaming, like actual gaming rig. And so I needed to upgrade the NVMEs. Long story short, a 4 terabyte NVMe is actually not as cost effective as getting two terabyte NVMEs right now in the current market. So it had 2 slots, so I just grabbed 2 of those. It's even got an additional 3.5 inch slot or 2.5 inch slot if I wanted to get a much larger SSD just for game storage. So it's a 4 terabyte beast now. I know it's not like that much these days. You can definitely get more in a laptop, but it gets the job done for media production and for gaming. You can install a lot of game titles there, and from NVMe, you're not really compromising. So yeah, that's the upgrade path right there. So we're going to go through some of our settings here, and we'll see if maybe we can get, what's her name? Cortana. I should know her name very well. Gosh darn it. I helped debut her with Windows 10 when I was doing that. All right. USA. Yes. US keyboard. Oh my gosh. I've got actually quite an intense lag between my streaming output and what I am seeing over on the preview of the live stream. And I'm going to keep on adding stuff there. We can take a look at the chart as we go. Tell me if anything kind of stands out to you on our chart while I do this update on my laptop. Yeah, skip adding any more layouts there. Don't need that. Okay, it's asking me to install. Deadwood is saying, does it gain speed, dual read, RAID setup, or is RAID yesteryear? No, RAID still makes sense. RAID stripes make sense for a lot of people. Hey, I see Kevin Hawthorne from Lakeland, Florida. Thanks for being here. A1 says, I've got an HP 1071 laptop, but I have no idea how to use it with Windows 11. Maybe I can learn something here. Well, here's the thing. Windows 11 does have some limitations. Like it has some some hardware requirements. And this is a newer laptop that has a trusted platform module in it, a TPM module. So a hardware security chip that actually that ensures that you have a, what is it? I mean, essentially, it's like, I think it's a cryptographic signing module. I think that's literally what it is. The trusted platform module. Deadwood says, is not his. Yeah, I don't follow there. But yeah, no, raid makes sense, but specifically like a raid 0 makes sense. And the funny thing is raid level 0 literally means that it's not a raid. It doesn't have any redundancy, right? It's just a, by native name, it's a raid stripe, right? So raid mirroring also makes sense, just raid 1. So those 2 terabyte drives, the 2 of the drives, just have them fully copy each other. That's a way to do it too, so you have complete data parity. All right, A1 says it's new out of the box, but I'm tech illiterate. LOL. Yeah, you probably could install Windows 11. If it's brand new out of the box, likelihood of it being compatible with Windows 11 pretty high. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. All right. So now, Jim Kramer says we are in a bull run now. Is it time to panic sell? Yeah, probably is. Let's take a look at that chart again. If this is Jim Kramer's idea of a bull run, then I have a sense for how this is going to break out now. We finally have something to kind of put some chopsticks on top of too. So let's go ahead and do that, right? Hey, what the? Why would you do that? All right. Okay, I've got to name my device here. Give me a second. But there we go. Yeah, that red candle, it's just a correction there. We're going to delete that red and green candle right there. Just going to ignore that on the daily. And yeah, try to trace the tops of these 3 red candles. And then we will grab the other chopstick and bring that along the bottom of those red candles. Man, that makes no gosh darn sense. We're going to delete the same one. It looks like this is a much smaller movement. I'm going to zoom in a little more. Much smaller movement. Raven Boy Crypto in the chat. To what do we owe the pleasure? Well, we're talking about Raven, so appreciate that. And yeah, this is going to be it's a hard chart to make any sense of, right? In my mind, we can delete a lot of these big moves, right? These much smaller moves are what have actually been happening. So we can have some confidence in those. And yeah, the histogram is flipping bearish in the moving average convergence divergence. So I think that makes more sense to me. What's happening down here? Like anything. Yeah. Yeah. A1 says HP, my HP 1071 WM. I don't know if it's good for trading use. What do you think? Man, I don't know if any laptop is better or worse for trading, right? It's like if it runs a browser, it's probably fine. The Deadwood says, yesterday was my birthday, 47. Happy birthday, Deadwood. Man, we should mint you an NFT or something, right? Like, isn't that what we do in the modern world? I remember a couple of years ago when Ravencoin first started launching its assets, right? It's on-chain assets. We were making those things left and right. We just airdrop them to each other for kicks, like birthday gifts and just cuz. So we probably should do that. Guys, what do you think, community? Somebody want to make a limited edition NFT for the Deadwood? Because that would be pretty dope, I think, if somebody did that. Just saying, we're going to be streaming here for a little bit of time. You know how to do it. Like, we have the technology. You can do lazy minting on OpenSea. You can even just use, like, minting on Polygon. So just saying, we could probably take, like, whatever, profile pic for the Deadwood and make a limited edition, right? NFT with 47 green candles. Yeah, right? Like, green candles like a chart, or it can be just like the Deadwood. We could do a limited edition 47 versions of it, right? Or just 47, 1 out of 47, right? Mint. Be the same thing, but just 47 of them. You can airdrop all those to the Deadwood, and then the Deadwood can give all the rest to everybody else, right? A1 says, so you can put Brave as a browser on it, and thanks for answering because I know no tech either. All right, fair enough. All right, if you're starting from kind of square one, then your laptop probably gives you an option to upgrade to Windows 11, and you can follow the prompts on your laptop. It'll give you all those options. If you believe Robert Braxman, he's a guy who talks a lot about privacy tech on YouTube, then he thinks that Windows 11 gives more user-level privacy options than Windows 10 does. So it's kind of like, if you think of like little cabinets where people can peek in and out, or almost like one of those mailboxes at the post office where you have a little key, you can open it up and they have a key on the other side. Windows 11 gives you more of those little hatches and keys, so to speak. But kind of the big lie about all that is that privacy when it comes to digital technology, digital like data footprint, that's not the perfect analogy. It's kind of more like having there be hidden cameras everywhere, right? Like they can make you feel like you have all these little locks and all these little doors you can open and close based on the user level permissions of Windows 11, but they can still aggregate a bunch of other information about you and send that to Microsoft anyway. Right? And your browser can do that too. So yeah, Brave browser, I don't mind it. I actually wind up using it pretty regularly. It's wound up being good enough for my purposes, and the data fingerprinting protection built into it is pretty good. Firefox, I know, is supposed to be a lot better, but what Firefox simply cannot do that Brave browser can do is progressive web applications. And I'm going to pull something up here. And I'll show you as we go. Progressive web apps, right? So there we go. Doesn't do it as well, we'll say. I'll put it up on Wikipedia first, right? So, oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I didn't even put a single thing in, I actually didn't do any of the install on Windows 11. I just left it. You guys, you're my witness, right? I left it right there. I set it right back on the machine, right over there on my my server desk. I actually have a desk that's made out of a server, so it's literally 2 sawhorses and a server chassis, a 2U server chassis on top. So, but like, I did nothing, and it's like, oh, I got blue screened, catastrophic error, restarted. I've got to start all over again. So now we're starting from scratch. You gotta love these guys. Seriously, at this point, if it was a fresh Linux install, it would already be done. I would already be running a custom script from the terminal to download all the applications that I want with a couple of keystrokes. I just have a huge script that I would just like prepare in advance, and it'd already be installing all of my applications automatically for me. This is why it's so painful going back to Windows, and why for my daily driver, I did go to Apple, because I've got Homebrew and a bunch of other like shell-based installation or package management options, right? Like Windows is, man, it just, oh my gosh, it's such a frustration by comparison, because you can't just automatically install all the stuff that you want to as a normal user. And I didn't get into PowerShell. I don't know how to like do package management and tap into like open source repositories just using Windows. I should have gone farther down that path, I guess, but like, that's why it bothers me. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. A1 says, I don't know anyone that knows tech stuff is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, no, fair enough. A1, I appreciate you being here. And yeah, I mean, I called it an AMA about tech stuff. So here's the thing. You're surrounded in the comments section. You're surrounded by a bunch of really solid people when it comes to tech stuff. They're actually pretty advanced. The Mind Your Biz community, most of us would, even if we don't have them, we would pass a couple of low level and journeyman certificates for technology if we just tried informally. And then we got a couple folks in the audience who are like really advanced when it comes to the more tech heavy topics like networking, being able to crack open like all the other like your Wi-Fi router and stuff, cracking those open, redoing the software, all those sorts of things. These are kind of more advanced topics for consumer technology. And you got some genuine, badasses in the audience. So Ravenboy Crypto says, what's up with that Ubuntu DDE? Pardon my ignorance. Ubuntu DDE. I've got a brain fart. Either I don't know what DDE stands for as an acronym, or I'm not thinking fast enough. Because you mentioned DD, and I think of the command, right, for actual like digital duplication, and which is it's a bloody useful bash command, right, to know it. And to be able to like do anything you need to do with like thumb drives and duplication stuff, like just using DD instead of using some kind of like graphical application. What is DDE? Miggy Foxy's in the chat and waves the emoji. Hello. And got some others as well. Ha! Hey, nice. Gallo Salome asks, have I tested the M2 Max yet? No. But what I have done is I have oh my gosh, Raven Boy, thank you. Deep in desktop environment. I'm kind of a curmudgeon. I'm like, okay. I go back and forth between GNOME and KDE, but then I wind up going back to XFCE, right? So on Ubuntu, still a fan of Xubuntu, right? X Ubuntu. Because XFCE in the back of my mind, it's like, well, that was the original lightweight desktop environment, so it's easy. I'll go back to it. Anyway, the Deadwood says, try Windows 10 on Octominers, installing multiple V cards. One card, one driver install at a time, where it will drop all V cards and you're pulling cards and starting over. Oh my gosh. Mickey Fox says, listening while I play Farm Simulator. LOL. Appreciate that. A1 says, that's why I'm here to learn. Love the channel since I found out about you on Around the Blockchain. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thanks for validating that, that the community gives love back and forth. I really love being on that talk show because it's a great format, very compact. And then, yeah, you get to see a lot of new and interesting people. I get to meet a lot of new and interesting people in the crypto ecosystem, which for me is, I mean, what a privilege to be able to work in it. So, yeah. The Deadwood is right. When it comes to troubleshooting large-scale GPU deployments, like a couple of years ago, I did for a client, I did these crazy like 18 GPU rigs for them. There was a reason for it. There's very much a reason for it, but they're very painful to maintain. So, yeah, mo GPUs, mo problems. All right, we're back to the terms of service. I accept, Microsoft. Yeah, you got me this time. Custom Windows install. Oh, and where do I want to install Windows? There are no drives. I have no drives. They disappeared. I went from having 2 brand new NVMEs to having 0 NVMEs. Well, that's big. That would put a damper on things. Okay, we're going to go ahead and quit instead. We're going to go to repair your own computer. Troubleshoot. Command prompt. And disk part. What do you got for us, disk part? And let's type list, second word, disk. Nada. I've got literally just the thumb drive that's running Windows right now. That's it. And all this is being run from memory and RAM. So I'm like, man, this is, wow. Okay, fun times. I mean, I physically saw them in place. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn this guy off. Something clearly went very wrong mid-installation, and geez. I mean, I can crack this open and show you guys on stream that we've actually got them there. But anyway, progressive web apps. We were talking about this before. This is what I like about anything that's based on the Chromium web browser engine. There you go. Not supported by Firefox. Yeah, the Deadwood says if it's in the BIOS, you can find them. What the heck? Why not? Let's have some fun. We'll go to the BIOS. So I'll F2 it up over here. Whoa, there's the boot screen. And I just want to, oh, you know what? It didn't let me jump on that. All right, try that. Try that. I'm just gonna just see if a reboot actually got it to inspect and find those hard drives again, those NVMEs. Authorize again. Custom install. And it found one. Oh my gosh. It found one. It was doing this before too. You know, it could be that I'm out of spec having both of these 2 terabyte NVMEs in here. It could be that the chipset just has a problem with those, and maybe it just runs more stably with what I had before. I had a couple of just like 15 or 512s lying around from other installs. So I was like, I'll throw those in there. And I didn't like those very much. So what the heck? Let's try it. It's registering at device or at hard drive ID 0. So like maybe that actually is the one I want. And even if it isn't, when it senses the other one later on, it'll just view it as external storage because it'll have all the whatever the boot record or master boot record, everything else it'll all like the partitioning will be sensed at boot, right? That and then also the UEFI, right? It'll sort itself out. Deadwood says could be a cap on T space. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is a model that debuted in like 2020 or 2021. I think this one's was manufactured in 2021, late 2021. So, I mean, it's not like a brand new device. I bought it brand new, but it's not like it's a bleeding edge design. So, yeah, even in 2021, to your point, it could have a chipset that has limitations from like 2019. I mean, it happens, guys. As you know, right? It happens, especially with value brands like Acer. They're really great if you're running Linux because, I mean, you get so much bang for the buck. But every now and then you'll run into little weird stuff like this, right? And you're like, hey, that's not right. But anyway, progressive web apps. I like progressive web apps. Applications you can run right in the browser. And they're pretty much supported on Chromium, not so much on Firefox. And Safari is kind of like basically Firefox Plus, if we're being honest, right? Or I guess, yeah, Netscape Plus, but it's closer, probably closer to Safari or to Firefox in terms of its DNA. Chromium-based browsers like Google Chrome, right, and Brave, they do really well with these progressive web apps, and there are applications that can be run in the browser. And then it's got this really great feature where you can save a website almost like its own application, and then it has its own like launcher icon. And there are certain applications that actually run better as a progressive web app like that when you just log in and then you save it as its own like shortcut on the desktop instead of downloading the native client, which is kind of nice because then you're running fewer and fewer applications natively on your computer. You're installing fewer things. Like imagine instead of downloading something that takes up 200, wow, catastrophic restart again. Maybe it wasn't catastrophic. Maybe it just got through the initial like file installation, and now it's going to take me through the initial setup steps. Though I doubt it. I that looked like it was. It looked catastrophic. +1 for the backlit keyboard, right? Love backlit keyboards. So, I mean, how can you not love backlit keyboards in today's world? You know. Yep. Deadwood says, I've had systems that had a limit on TTL drive space. So when I upgraded, I had issues finding the drives till I fixed the BIOS by flashing it. Forgive me, it's old hardware knowledge. Oh no, you Deadwood, you're not gonna throw me here. We're only a few years age difference. So yeah, like yeah, I remember the first Windows XP device or Windows XP machine that I built myself. It wasn't certified for Windows XP. I actually had to manually replace the BIOS chip. It was a full physical install, a zero insertion force slot or a socket, and I had to use a special tool to crimp and remove the previous BIOS chip and add a different BIOS chip. I actually had to manually upgrade my own motherboard to be able to run Windows XP. It was crazy town. We've come a long way, right? You got to admit, even what you did, having to upgrade the BIOS the way you did, we've come a long way. It was a lot. It was a lot worse before. And even that, right? Like I'm complaining just to complain. It was even then. It was still technically plug and play, right? Like it's not like we were getting real crazy. Hey, that looks promising. Okay, that looks an awful lot like where we're supposed to be. And I'm gonna say yes. Try to go through this faster than before. Want a second keyboard layout? Nope, we're good. I mean, as tempting as it is to add a Spanish layout or something, just for kicks. and they don't let you set up without some kind of an internet connection. And because of the chipset drivers on this model, I need to physically plug it in. So I'm going to move forward from there. It's going to check for updates, but after I do that, I'll unplug it again. Yep, where it says let's name your device, I can have it unplugged again. So I'm going to go ahead and name it something, you know, really witty. Okay, kind of setting up from there. So yeah, in the meantime, feel free to ask me any questions. I mean, we had A1 asking questions about like some computing knowledge. That's why I wanted to share that I use Brave more frequently than maybe I should. From a security and privacy perspective, Firefox is better overall out of the box. And if you want something that's ultra secure because you want to like visit dark websites, and I don't mean like illegal sites, I just mean sites that don't have a .com, but are hosted on the Onion Router network, Tor. They run as hidden services. If you want to visit those, you have to use the Tor browser, I think. It's better than using Brave browser for that purpose. And so, you know, Firefox plus that, pretty decent combo in my book. But Brave for everyday browsing, for stuff where I'm already having to use things like Google Suite or any of the Google Cloud services, that is, Brave all day. The Deadwood asks, who won the wallet on Twitter? I appreciate you asking. Let me go ahead and pull that up because, yeah, we had a giveaway on Twitter. Let me pull up my notifications. And I'll go to that instead. All right, so I've got that. And there we go. That ought to show it right there. So we did a Keystone Wallet giveaway. Courtesy of Keystone Wallet, they are providing that to the winner. And they're shipping it directly to dbolt20 or username dbolt20 over on Twitter. I just want to show you. Here's my DMs. Right, this is I'm not betraying. Yeah, that's not weird. Yeah, it's not weird at all. Okay, again, it looks like I'm going through the basic setup again. Yes. Skip. A wants to connect me to a network. Now it has figured out, you know what? It did just enough updates to be able to figure out that it has a wireless chipset. Yeah, the Deadwood, that's you? Wow, okay, cool. dbolt20, that's you. Then awesome, you won. So here's the thing. I also want to show, for transparency's sake, I'm not betraying anybody's personal information. It says, keep this chat private. And then I posted to that, said congrats. And there is right there the Keystone Hardware Wallet team. They forwarded a special Google form that is private, that hasn't been publicly posted. And just again, I'm going to just click on their user info there. That's the official Keystone Wallet account. Just want you to be able to see that, you know, ran a clean game. And I used a special Twitter comment picker. So that's how we figured out who was going to win. So that works. Yeah, A1 says, I'm 45 and literally have no idea about computers at all. So even the lingo goes over my head. I apologize about the lingo. I'm sorry. There's a lot. So a web browser, right, for checking out websites and stuff. It's worth having a good one. You've heard about Brave browser. If you're kind of just getting started, it's a really safe starting point. Better than Google Chrome. If you've heard about Google Chrome or you've used it, I would say to avoid using Google Chrome, just use Brave. Very easy choice to make. Very easy way to stay a little more secure. My gosh. Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, Deadwood sent a Christmas card with the Rottweilers. Hey, I appreciate that on Twitter. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set this bad boy over here. And this is where, if you want to have the utmost security, it makes a whole lot more sense to have a whole house VPN, or to have a router-based VPN that's already been flashed, than to run a VPN on your devices, because that would help this process be routed through a VPN. And yeah, just so that you're aware, because otherwise you don't get protection for initial setup for things like this. Anyway, Windows 11 is checking for updates. I've kind of got the lights down low here. I turned on the backdrop lights. Yeah, I'm excited for you, the Deadwood. This is great. I'm glad that you checked it out. I'm glad that somebody from the community won. I'm glad that it wasn't just some rando who follows Keystone and was like, all right, finally, I'm going to get a freebie. It's a pretty great wallet. I like it so far. I don't use it, frankly, still as much as my Trezor or my Ledger Nano S Plus. And my Trezor, I probably should use more often, right? Because it's open source. I probably should switch entirely to that because it's open source. Here's the thing. I have some coins that Trezor does not support. And for as long as Trezor doesn't support them, it's going to be a lot harder to reach for my Trezor. That's a custom case, by the way, for the Trezor. For the Trezor, not the Model T, but the Trezor 1. And for as long as they don't support some of those coins, it's going to be a really hard choice for me to make. Be like, oh, yeah, totally. I should use Trezor all the time. No, I shouldn't. If it doesn't support the coins that I want, then why would I, you know? It's going to make it more painful. Now, for Ethereum and Bitcoin, obviously it's an easy choice. But yeah. Yeah, there you go. Deadwood says, I have a Trezor but need to expand my capabilities. I think you're going to really love the Keystone Pro. I think you're going to like it a lot because you'll be able to use MetaMask on your phone if you want to with a hardware wallet. So you don't have to compromise on the security there. You're still going to have to change the RPCs, but yeah. A1 says, I'm concerned most about privacy and security, and Brave was a browser suggested. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a great starting point. If you decide that you want more security than that as a new user, A1, based on what you've said so far about your ability to, with technology, Brave is probably one of the better options for somebody in your situation. You still, you got to take accountability for your own choices there. It's like if you were to get into a car and choose to drive really fast without your seatbelt on, that's still a choice that you made, And the same is true with browsing the internet without the correct safeguards in place. So Brave is a starting point. It's not the finishing point. You can maybe learn how to be more secure than that, but great starting point. All right, we're going to see if we can go past that screen where I just named this computer because it's been doing a terrible job of that so far. But let's jump back out here, take a look at some of our other stuff we have out here. Yeah, there's not much to create a new chart here. I'm just going to leave it at that though, right? As we do. The chopsticks are very simple. Hey, have I mentioned lately this is not legal, financial, or business advice? Seems like I probably should. Here we go. Yeah, it ain't. It ain't legal, financial, or business advice. And you know what else this ain't? This is not actually a live stream of me setting up Windows. This is a live stream of me watching this laptop restart over and over again and barely get started setting up Windows. This is not quite going my way. Oh, you know what? No, it just restarted and then asked me to sign in with a Microsoft account. Here's where we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna tell it. Yoink. See that? First off, I will not be signing into any Wi-Fi networks while I do this. Holy cow, no. No, no. Good grief. Okay, well, looks like I've already got this all set up. So I'm going to go ahead and long press my power key. The dude says, howdy doody. What up? The Deadwood says, Brave has paid me about 500 coins so far and saved a lot of data and time. That's cool. I'm glad you're actually getting payments out of it. I mean, I know there's a lot of, I know I'm getting a lot of ads blocked, so that's good. And I do like using the built-in ad block, but here's what I found. even with the built-in ad block of Brave browser, I still wind up having to use uBlock origin. The the ad blocker that Brave took their code from, but didn't implement in quite the same way. I find that I mean, it might sound weird, but to use the analogy that I was using with A1, it's kind of like having my seatbelt on, but also making sure that I'm, whatever, not speeding around corners. There we go. Nope, it looks like it does not want to allow this to happen without a login with a Microsoft account. So we might be provisioning a brand new Microsoft account today on this stream as well. Latrell says, Windows has become such a pain trying to promote using Microsoft's accounts. If you don't use it, they're nice enough to try and trick you to use a Microsoft account after some feature updates. I know, right? It's super annoying. So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to poison the well, all right? So we're going to jump out of here, jump into here. And we're going to go to Microsoft Online, Microsoft Doc. You can actually, you might be able to see my search history. No, you can't. All right. The way it's set up, you're not seeing my search history drop down. Gordon Murray's in the chat says, hey, yo. All right. First things first, you're going to see where I had to go to download Windows 11. I could have started with Windows 10 too. That's the other thing. I could have started with Windows 10 and tried to go through the entire setup without using a Microsoft account and then done the upgrade. But to your point, they would have eventually asked me to create a Microsoft account anyway, once I got into Windows 11. Windows 11 apparently is a little bit better for gaming. It's a little bit leaner, meaner, and in my experience, it actually has run a little bit more smoothly than Windows 10. Maybe it's all in my head. I also use some debloating scripts too, right? Some open source debloating scripts for Windows. So it always runs a little bit leaner once I'm done editing registries and stuff. Because if I have to use Windows, I'm going to gut the crap out of it. Literally. Just going to shovel it all out. The dude asks, hey, mind your biz, have you used Manjaro before? It's a beginner's version of Arch Linux. Yes, I have used Manjaro. I've got another Acer right over here that's currently running Manjaro. And I've got another older system upstairs that's running Manjaro as well. On a 4 gig Ultrabook, Manjaro is not the most fun experience. I probably need to go with something a little bit older and leaner like Puppy Linux or something. Or Ubuntu. I was mentioning it earlier in the stream. But yes, I've run Manjaro. Yes, I've run Garuda Linux, which is like the meme, right? So anyway. But no, I've never run Arch Linux. I don't hate myself that much. I'm pretty close, but I don't quite hate myself that much. So no Arch Linux for Mind Your Biz. Not today. I always come back to saying like, well, I should probably run a variant of Debian. And so for like servers, I run Debian. And then eventually I'm like, well, Ubuntu gets the job done well enough. And I just keep making compromises. That's why for the main workstation, I decided, you know what, I'm going to try Mac OS. I'm going to sign in without an iTunes account. I'm going to use only Homebrew as the package manager. So I install everything and update everything from the command line. And that's about, yeah, that's about it. Let's take a look. Latrell is suggesting that I just tell it that I want to sign in and then unplug the cable. Let's see. Sign in. Hey, no account. Create one, huh? Create. Oh. And it, whoa. All right. I forget. When you're setting up, it's kind of glitchy still. It's trying to run as many updates as it can in the background and steal all your shields. All right, so let's see. Should I try to create one? That's what I do. Create the one, and now on the prog. Yeah, maybe not. Oops. Try again. Yeah, I think the latest install image that I just downloaded kind of got rid of that loophole. So I'm going to poison the well instead. We're going to do that instead. They can go ahead and collect all the telemetry. I will openly let them collect all the telemetry, right? Collect all the info on an account that I make right now. Okay. So we'll get through this, right? Door closes, a window opens. If a window doesn't open, we break it. Gosh darn it. We find a way in. We get it done. We stay tenacious. All right, sign in over here. We're on live.com. We're going to create an account over here. Create account. Oh, you know what? Anything that I do on stream is going to totally be like insecure. Point is, I'm going to use a burner email address, okay? I'll use one that's not totally fake because I need to go and authenticate. I need to check it out when they send me an email, right? So I'm going to put something in here that y'all aren't aware of. All right. I think they'll get the picture. All right. They will know that how I truly feel about Microsoft now. Surely they will. Okay. Now I will use. I'll use. Oh, you know what? Yeah. I'm going to use Bitwarden to create a very secure account or a password. I'm going to keep it to only about 14 characters so that I don't make it impossible for myself to type over here. I'm going to make my birthday January 1st. No. 1901. 1921. Aha. 1911. Hey, I always go back as far as they'll let me, right? So actually, can I go to 19? No. 1905. Wow. 1905. That's as far back as they will let you go to put in a birthday. Today. January 1st, 1905. There you go. And I'm going to go back to my email to check for their little. Yeah. Yeah, Luttrell said making an account will be easier. I think they planned that. Yeah, here's the other thing. They're going to be able to correlate a couple of pieces of information. So, yeah, it's a bummer. All right, verify your account. Verify your email address. Put in this code. Don't mind if I do. Thank you. Put in the code. No, I don't want information, tips, and offers about Microsoft products and services. It says working. Please wait. Please solve the robot puzzle so we know. So we know you're not a robot. What? Oh my gosh. And now I've got to pick something that matches the shape of the shadows. I can probably show this to you. There we go. I'm going to say, watch me totally get one of these. Yeah, there's the other thing. They move the goalposts, right? It's like, do 3 of these. Do 5 of these. Do 7 of these. He's too fast, damn it. He must be a robot. Prove to us you're not a robot. Hey, there we go. It actually let us get through. Cool. Nope, don't leave me signed in. Get me away from these people. All right. So, now I actually didn't save that in my password manager. That's a mistake. I really needed to do that, and I somehow managed not to, but I still have that in my poop. Okay. I thought I still had it in my my system clipboard, and I probably don't. Maybe I do. Great. Oh my gosh. Ah. Hmm. Yeah, that was a genius level move. I literally created a brand new account and created a new password and failed to save the new account and password in Bitwarden. And it's a super difficult password that was generated in Bitwarden, completely randomized. And now my clipboard history. I mean, hey, I'm running really secure settings. I'm in a really restrictive environment on my desktop, my computer, but that means that I don't have access to my clipboard history. So I foiled the bad guys. They're not getting my password. Ha ha. So there, bad guys. Oh my gosh. Ah, you gotta love it, right? You gotta love it. My Microsoft account. Can I change my password? I'm sure I can, but now I already have to. I've only had this gosh darn Microsoft account for less than 5 minutes. Woo! All right. Okay. The dude says, "Isn't ChatGPT like the chatbot from around 20 years ago?" Yeah, I don't know if it actually is. All right, I got a new security code. Yes, I know. Please judge me. Judge away. I earned it. I earned this one completely. I earned this one. There we go. Let's. No, I don't. It's trying to sell me some Microsoft application so I don't need to remember passwords. I don't actually need that. All right. Now that I got a verification, I am in to where I can request another verification. Sorry, A1. I know this is why so many people hate using computers and they fear them because some of the stuff is painful. Oh well. Account password reset. Let's go. And I'll make it a little bit shorter so it's not too hard to remember. Alrighty, I've actually got this one properly memorized in in my password manager this time. There we go. Okay, done. That should allow me to sign in over here on this new machine. All right, cool. So now I'm going to get my password kind of out in the open over here. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Show me that. Yep, there we go. Show me that as well. Okay, I made it in, and I made my password only 14 characters long, so it wouldn't be impossible for me to read. Otherwise, I would make it much longer if I thought that I had to log in somewhere else. I might change it and make it much longer again after. Dude says, this is why notebooks, paper, and pencil are good. You're right, they are good. What I like about using password managers is that a random number generator, even a bad random number generator using like a JavaScript library, is better than my brain at being random for creating passwords. So they do a really good job for passwords specifically. Now for creating enough randomness to like create crypto keys, no, you want to make sure that it's better than just like a JavaScript random number generator, because you can have some problems there. Or historically there have been some problems there. So yeah. So yes, notebooks good. True random number generation for making extremely garbled passwords, also really good. You know, same but different. All right, I made a pin, and here's where we're gonna have some fun. Choose the privacy settings for your device. Oh yeah, I need to? Okay. Location. No. Find my device. No. Diagnostic. No. Inking and typing. No. Tailored experiences. No. Advertising ID. No. Not that it matters. It's a brand new account, right? So they don't know anything about me yet. Not much, anyway. Accept. And we're never going to sign into, if there is an Xbox Live account ever associated with this, it will be a different one. So we're always using different IDs for different services. Oh, let's customize your experience. Select all the ways you're going to use this. Skip. Scan the QR code. Skip. Jeez Louise. Yeah, no, I don't want anything that I do on my phone correlated with what I do on my PC. Now, here's the thing. Again, when I was on the Microsoft team, we helped to usher in Windows 10. We had the Windows 10 mobile devices, and they talked to each other extremely well, but it was always through the cloud. Decline. I don't want you to install Office for me, right? I don't need that. I'm going to either use cloud service. What the what? Add a credit card. Can I please not? What? Can I actually not? Access granted. Decline. I don't want this. The Deadwood says, feel free to fill that wallet before you ship it. Gordon Murray says, fake credit card generator to the rescue. I know, but why would this even be a requirement for setting up a local operating system? This is crazy. I literally just set up 3 Apple devices using their spyware system on a chip N1 device, and it was less invasive than this. I could just set them up with a local account. No, like, I guess maybe I did have to unplug it at the right moment. No, I don't think I did. I think I was just able to set it up as a local device. That's it. This, guys, I'm floored. Gordon Murray's got a great idea there. Let's go ahead and give him some fake credit card info. I mean, or whatever. All right, I gave them. I completely randomly generated a Mastercard. Invalid card number. It's actually. Oh, it is actually calling a database of Mastercard card numbers right now. How is this real? How did we let this happen? How did we get here? All right, here goes. Yeah. Fake credit card generator. All right, let's see. Creditcardvalidator.org. Use our fake credit card number generator. Yeah, we need all that stuff. One. Good grief. Said try hitting enter with it blank. I'll try. I somehow don't think that's true or that it's possible. So I'm going to delete everything here for the name. Get rid of that. It says it's required. It says they are all required. These idiots. 44. So I got to start with the digits that indicate that it's a Visa because that's what I chose. Right months. Here we go. A little farther into the future. Bob's your uncle. Okay, I put an entirely fake information. They didn't see a thing. But all that stuff that was right there. Yeah. Yeah, this is unreal. And it's good. Yep. There it goes. It actually did address checkup too. It's asking me for a home address. I'm livid. How is this possible? Okay. Let's try to find something useful. Let's find an NSA field office and use that as our address, yeah? Nothing illegal about it. This is consumer technology. Contact us. All right, what do we got here? Perfect. Perfect. Nice Maryland address right there. I think we found our address for Windows. There you go. 9800 Savage Road. Orange George. Yeah, Fort George G. Meade. Done. Let's see if it gives me an error this time. Yeah, it's a real address. They check for it. It's real. Okay. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. I gave them a fake name on it, and it's not very happy about that. Yeah. I gave them a fake name on the card, and they didn't like that at all. Not one bit. So they get John Smith instead. There you go, John Smith. This is unbelievable. Okay. I don't want to give you the name on a card. It's a fake card. Why would I give you the name? Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. You remember Windows XP? Or not Windows XP, the previous version of Windows NT. Was it Windows 98? Where if you didn't like the login screen, you could press escape. You could just get to the desktop because it's a computer. It's an appliance. It's a glorified appliance. It's like a washing machine or like a refrigerator. Like, turn it on, do computer stuff. That's what it's supposed to do. Period. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's actually checking a database still. It was 95. Thanks, Latrell. Appreciate that. Okay, I'm jumping way back in the setup process. And I've disconnected the computer cable. Let's see what happens here. Oh, getting things ready for me. Wow. All of a sudden, they don't have access to data, and I'm not connected to the internet, and all of a sudden now it works like an appliance. What the crap? This might take a few minutes. We haven't found a Wi-Fi network we can force our way onto yet. If your computer gets really hot, well, no, we're not. We're not hash cracking their that. We're not brute forcing our way into that network. That's not happening. We're not phoning home anyway. Good grief. Okay, well, it apparently is setting things up. So we'll see how long that takes. Open source fixes this. Linux fixes this. I can't believe I'm saying it. Even Apple gets it better. Wow. Usable desktop. It took that long to get to a usable desktop. Though I did sign in with a Microsoft account, there was no way past that. I tried unplugging the cable. I tried moving back in the steps. They were really forcing that. So, first things first. VPN. VPN. Immediately a VPN. Or a better browser. Right? We're going to start with a better browser. Then we'll go to a VPN. Make sure that it's at least secure for any future updates that we're downloading or drivers that we're updating. At that point, we're gonna have it. We're gonna do so under the protection of a VPN. Then we will go to GitHub and start downloading debloating scripts. And I'm trying to remember the one that I used. All right. And I think it is current best Windows 11 debloat tool. And these are never foolproof, right? All right. Let's see what we got here. Free time. Oh, no. I don't know you guys. That's no. Oh, dear. Danger. Okay, we're backing out of there. Ooh. Wow. Winiaro tweaker. That's not great. This is there we go. This is Win 11 GitHub. I think that's what I was that's what I was looking for. Okay. I think I've used this one. Yep, I have totally used this one. I was happy with it. Got it done. Yeah, do not use it on Windows 11. All right, so I'm going to have that ready to go. Built by Bell. This is Win 11. I'll use this to debloat this new system and kind of like help, par down some of the registries. It's also entirely possible that this version of Windows is going to be activated by using a, special method. We'll see. I'm beside myself with how difficult that was to get through. This makes no sense. It makes no earthly sense that we've allowed for Windows to become so incredibly unusable, so horribly spyware riddled, and that I'm cringing this much while trying to just do a basic install of an operating system so that members of my family can play video games. Why would I need to tell them all those things? Why would they ask for my credit card info and try to correlate it with where I live? Why would any of that stuff matter? Like, I'm at a loss for words. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you being tuned in. I'm going to call it a night right now. It's been a little over an hour, so I need to spend some time with said family and probably have a little meal with the kiddos. So I'm going to call it a night. Appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much for hitting the thumbs up. Thank you so much for sharing this media. Thank you so much for being supportive as you are, guys. You are amazing. Deadwood, Gordon Murray, Latrell. We had Automatic Beats, The Dude. Who else was here tonight? Suave House. Also here. A1, thanks for stopping in for as long as you did. And we had Raven Boy Crypto, Miggy Foxy, Gallo Salome, and a few others as well. I thought we had anything for clicks. Yep, Kevin Hawthorne. And thank you so much for being tuned in. You are the reason that I make this media. Look out for when I get the email list set up. I'm looking at doing actual value-added trainings and stuff through that. So we'll come back to actually doing market talk and portfolio on Thursday. Tonight was just kind of fun. Well, thanks for being here with me while I did that, because I would have been just swearing and I guess not tearing the hair of my head out, but like, whatever. I would have been like very, very anxious because that was so anxiety inducing. I haven't had such a terrible experience setting up an operating system in all of my life. So thank you for being here with me, watching in on me. You're the reason I make this media. I love your face. Remember to stay private and mind your biz.